There we go. Welcome to the SafeSpace Investor Update Call. We're excited to have you all. And we got folks joining as we talk here. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we'll get this sucker going. All right. So there we go. Um, how do I swap displays? There we go. All right. We have a good number of folks on here that saw the last investor call, and we had a request to dig into a little bit more details on some of, we actually have a list of questions that were sent, which were great. And you got me and Scott on here, so we'll make sure that you guys have time for Q&A at the end. And I'm going to briefly touch on the stuff that it's important for new people that are going to be tuning in or haven't heard any of the investor calls. But then we will be spending a lot of time towards the end to make sure you guys can ask questions and get into specifics about our new updated friends and family offer that's being announced today. So to start with, as a reminder, we did a FINRA approved name change from Healthcare Integrated Technologies to SafeSpace Global Corporation, and our stock ticker is SSGC. Going through a FINRA approved name change is one of the highest levels of audits that you can have. So that's just good for you guys to know that we just did that last year, and they go back and audit your financials and audit the entire business all the way back. And the fact that we are debt free and that Scott and our finance team and our legal team has done such a great job of having clean books and filing all of our Qs and our Ks on time and being a PCAOB audited company is something that we're very proud of, and that helped with the name change to have that FINRA approval. Here is our forward-looking statements. So we'll let you read that in your spare time. But this is information and yada, yada, yada. We're not asking you to take any action that you don't feel compelled to do. So this is an AI-powered physical safety platform. And you've heard me tell this story. It's worth repeating. If you guys haven't seen the All In podcast, I highly recommend watching that podcast, listening to that podcast. I'm physically going to the All In podcast conference in September to see David Sachs and Shumoff and the whole crew. It's probably the top investor AI podcast out there. And what they talk about is we're in an AI bubble, and the people that are really going to make it are the ones that are solving a big problem and using the application of AI to solve real world problems. And every time I hear that, I get fired up. I call Scott and I'm like, man, this is directly what we're in the business of doing, is using the most powerful tool that's ever been created, AI, to solve some of the biggest problems that are out there. And for us, we think school shootings and protecting kids who are one of the most vulnerable populations, and then also helping protect seniors and senior living are two of the most vulnerable populations, and using AI to solve those problems is a worthy cause. Our mission and our vision is to be the global leader in applied multimodal AI technology, and our mission is to help save lives. It's important to note as an investor or a potential future investor that really, yes, it is important to invest in a company where you're going to make a good ROI. But I think that what a lot of our investors are proud of is that what we're building here is a 0 to 1 technology, as Peter Thiel would say in his book, 0 to 1, where we're inventing something that doesn't exist, that is a comprehensive solution to school safety that will stop school shootings. And to know that you're part of that team as an investor is something that hopefully you're proud of. Our core values: customers come first, technologies that matter, to integrity, which means doing what we say we're going to do, and have fun increasing value. This is our executive team. So we have some new additions to this, or a new addition to this. You have Scott Boruff, our CEO, myself, Dustin Hillis, President, Chief Strategy Officer, and we would like to welcome Michael as our new Chief Financial Officer. He comes to us with several decades of financial excellence. Based out of New York, and we are so excited to have him as our new CFO and at the helm on both the publicly traded side, helping with the uplist and everything that's required behind that, and then also managing the day-to-day budget and financials. You guys, for those of you that have been on these calls, know about Anand, our Chief Technology Officer, who helped start ProKarma, that they had a couple of exits, for the last one being $1.6 billion. Sean, our VP of AI and Technology, who just arrived in India. He actually sent Scott and I a photo with our India team. He's physically with them today. And he comes to us via Amazon, and he was in charge of Amazon Twitch. And prior to that, he was with Google and helping integrate Google into schools with YouTube as the product. Andy Sperry is our Vice President of Operations, and he has 2 decades of building out SaaS companies and e-commerce. And you have Carmel Fisher as our Marketing Director and Head of IR, and she's the founder of Harvest Communications. So over the past 18 months, we have gone from bootstrapping the company through now today, we're happy to report that we have fully integrated with 911 Inform as an incident management partner. We're in 15 locations, and we have our product deployed and working, and it is a huge milestone, going from when we first did the $10 million friends and family round. There was an idea and a beta type, and for us to now have a team of over 70 people, a product in the market with 15 new contracts, 2 use cases working with elopement and weapons detection, and an LOI with our new strategic partner, BMRT, that does concealed weapons detection. It is very exciting. Scott and I were actually at BMRT in Florida 2 weeks ago, and we're able to see a demo where they detected an AR-15 inside of a moving car from over 500 feet away. It was absolutely incredible. And with this LOI for an exclusive with schools and correctional facilities, we'll be able to detect drugs and guns entering into a school campus and eliminate that from schools, which will help save a lot of lives. And we're very excited. And that is a huge part of what this Friends and Family round is going towards, is integrating in with BMRT's technology to finish out the comprehensive solution of school safety. And we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. So again, in 18 months, we've raised $10 million. We have live products in the market. We have 5 verticals ready to be launched. 2 of them already launched. 15 new contracts between 3 customers with Signature, Wayman, and Clearview. We have over 40 AI engineers and an office in India. And we have both schools and senior living facilities open. Here's a little video that shows what we have been up to in the senior living communities, and enjoy.
Healthcare is where humanity shows up at its most vulnerable, and the people responsible for protecting it are being asked to do more with less every single day. Staff shortages, wandering residents, workplace violence, regulatory pressure, unauthorized access. These aren't hypotheticals. They're your reality. SafeSpace was built for exactly this world. An AI-powered platform that watches over your facility so your team can do what they do best. For hospitals and health systems, real-time weapons detection, facial recognition for known threats, and adverse event investigation that turns hours of footage review into minutes. For senior living, elopement detection that intervenes before a resident ever reaches an unsecured door, hands-free visitor management, and continuous privacy-aware monitoring with no wearables, no disruptive alarms, no loss of dignity.
It's super important for me to be able to deliver a product that can actually help save lives and increase the quality of life for people that we're serving. With our AI-based solution, our software is actually able to provide multiple levels of safety and comfort for those residents and their families.
There's not enough caregivers to take care of all the people that need taken care of. So we sort of bridge that gap.
This isn't surveillance. It's an invisible safety net. Patented. Already deployed and proven in real facilities. Not pilots, not evaluations. Production environments where operators choose to pay for it, month after month, because it works. So why schedule a demo? Because your patients deserve proactive protection. Because your residents deserve to move freely and safely. And because your team deserves technology that finally works as hard as they do. See it in action. Schedule your demo today.
Excellent. So if you guys have anybody that you would like to share this video with, it's on our website. It's on our YouTube channel. So anybody that you know that's in the senior living community, we would love to have that video shared with them. They can schedule a demo to come see this in our facility here in Nashville, Tennessee. What is a summary of that is the elopement detection for AI is facial recognition AI preventing residents from eloping. We have 15 contracts, 7 with Clearview, 7 with Signature, and 1 with Wayman Place that have our elopement detection working now. We're live in 8 of those. So this is real-time AI-powered incident investigations and evidence management running us alongside elopement detection. We have a testimonial from a CNO, Barbara, who sent Scott a text saying, hey, what used to take 8 hours now takes 8 minutes. So they used to have to do these big, long investigations looking at tape. Now with a click of the button, she can see an incident that happened. So we also have the market leader that we have a T-chart to compare to. So WonderGuard is the current solution in senior living that is a wearable, and our device is facial recognition, real-time AI detection, investigation modules, CMS reimbursement eligible, has a better price point, and it's more scalable than WonderGuard. We feel that we could take market share from WonderGuard, and we also can work with WonderGuard. So we don't have to replace WonderGuard, but we can, and there are several senior living facilities that are looking into that as we speak. Part of what was a pivot and kind of a flexion point last year for us was this meeting with Dr. Oz, where we were able to remove a restriction for AI for grants in senior living. And the result of that meeting resulted in over 2.96 million in total combined funding requested. And that's out of 489 million of combined funds that are available in the pool that the government has allocated for senior living security. Now, when it comes to the school market, this vertical is one that has a $3.5 billion spend. Now, that does include physical safety, and also cameras and security technology. So with the school safety business and vertical, we feel that competing with Zero Eyes, Evolve Technology, Safer Watch, that not only do we have weapons detection, but our multimodal AI technology is one that can have a superior product and a superior price and a superior result. So Zero Eyes only has gun detection. Evolve is physical weapon scanners, and it's expensive. And Safer Watch is an emergency response platform. When we, through our channel partner 911 Inform, who's currently in 700 schools, that we're currently integrated with and have our AI working on their platform, it is a complete game changer. And we wanted to actually take a break right after this video, and we are going to give you guys a demonstration of this. If I can see if I can get Andy to be one of our hosts. So we're going to watch this video, and then after the video, you guys are going to get to see the Tennessee AI Center of Excellence with a live demo from our Vice President of Operations right after this video.
Every morning, 129,000 schools across America open their doors. Most days, everything is fine. But what about the day it isn't? School leaders like you carry a weight most people never see, and you deserve more than a panic button. You deserve a plan, from 500 feet away to 911 and every critical second in between. SafeSpace, in partnership with 911 Inform, has built the only solution on the market that covers the entire threat arc, front end, middle, and back end of a school safety crisis.
We want to be part of that small group that trains AI to help save lives.
Our technology, it detects what the threat is. Is it a knife? Is it a gun? Is it a bomb? What's the threat? And then it alerts. It alerts the school resource officer. It alerts the human in the loop.
AI-powered weapons detection, facial recognition for banned individuals, real-time suspect alerts with location data, mass notifications that tell your staff and first responders the who, the what, and the where instantly. No extra software, no complicated equipment, and fully operational in a limited amount of time.
To help stop school shootings. That is what drives us, and that is our vision. We will solve that problem.
When a child feels unsafe, they stop learning. When staff feel unsupported, they stop thriving. This isn't just a security upgrade, it's a promise to your entire community. Why schedule a demo? Because in 30 minutes, you'll see exactly how this works, what it changes, what it makes possible for your school, and what it can prevent. Schedule your demo today.
Excellent. So again, if you guys wanted to share that video, it's on our website, and you're able to share that with anybody and everybody through YouTube or our website. And with that, it looks like I can see the video is working with Andy, and you guys are now the first investor call that is getting to see the Tennessee AI Center of Excellence. And just to tee this up, so for the past week, I've been personally inviting investors into the office and doing this demo that Andy's about to show you. And we like to invite all of you to go do this in person. We want as many of you to come here to the Nations in Nashville, Tennessee, and see our awesome office and come experience the demo you're about to see. But we wanted to go ahead and give you a virtual tour of the weapons detection demo. And with that, Andy is our Vice President of Operations. Take it away.
Okay, great. Dustin, can you hear my audio okay?
We can hear your audio. You're good to go.
Perfect. So as Dustin said, I am in the office here, and I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the setup first, and then I'll kind of show you how everything works. So let me turn my camera around so you can see what I'm seeing. Dustin's way down there at the other end, and Jessica come in this direction. In the office here, we have set up a whole bunch of cameras and some other equipment to make all of this possible. So I'm going to take you through a weapons detection demonstration today, where I'm going to walk through a series of cameras, and then I'm going to show you that the AI is picking me up as I go and picking the weapon up as I go. So we've got a fake AR sitting here on the counter. I'm going to pick this up, and I'm just going to do a quick pass and point out what you should be seeing. So you can see I've got a couple cameras here. Just this one here is live for weapons detection. We are able to tell a camera, hey, you over there detect weapons. You up there look for elopements. Grandma's in the parking lot and she shouldn't be. You over here look for people on the watch list that are dangerous people. In this case, the only one configured for this particular demo environment is that weapons camera. Then we've got a camera number 2 here. that is also going to be detecting this weapon as I pass by. And then camera number 3 up here on this tripod. And you can see there are a lot of other cameras for other testing and demos we're doing. And then there's a 4th camera here towards, I'm pointing out that it's right towards this glass. So let me walk back through here and I'll show you what is happening from the customer experience side of things if they were looking at our dashboard. Now I've got 2 displays here. The larger display is just simply a bigger version of this laptop. However, because there's a reflection on it, I'm just going to focus on the laptop because I believe you'll be able to see things a little more clearly here. So this is our customer dashboard. This is where the user would log in and be able to see their cameras and be able to see any alerts that were set off during that weapons pass that we just took. Now, specifically, I'm going to go to our alert console, which gives me a list of all of the recent alerts. So I'm going to point out that here is where I just said a moment ago, pointed towards the big window at the 4th camera that was sitting over here on this ledge. That's me. You can see holding my phone, and you can see that it was at 16:20:23. So that's 4:20 and 23 seconds. So just a minute or so ago here, Central Time. So what has happened then is the camera was configured to detect weapons. It saw this weapon. Now it says, hey, that's a 57% certainty that it's a weapon. It never says 100%. And usually it'll say in that kind of shot, something a little maybe closer to 65 or 70%. As we continue to train the models, that percentage will go up. What's important to know, though, is that we are not counting on an alert firing only when there's 100% confidence that the AI has 100% confidence. We fire for anything where the AI has more than 30% confidence. But even then, we're not just sending this to the police and calling people from all corners to create a potentially dangerous situation if it is indeed a whole bunch of false positives. What we do instead is we send these alerts to a team in India, and that team in India is called the Human in the Loop team. So they will ultimately be on staff 24/7, 365. However, right now that team is only on staff 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that team is not currently sitting in their seats. If they were, you would have seen this Human in the Loop review. That's what we call them, the Human in the Loop review. And they would confirm that that's a weapon. And they've been confirming today within under 15 seconds generally, sometimes 5 or 6 seconds. I think the fastest one was 3 seconds. They confirmed that that is indeed a weapon. And when that is then confirmed, we then take the next step and either send that confirmed notification to the school resource officer, principals, teachers, and staff. Or if we are integrated with one of our partners, that partner takes that confirmed alert, and then they might lock down the school, call the police, etc. I'll show you one additional thing before I jump off here and hand it back to Dustin, and that is I want to show you kind of the brains behind the operation. We have what you might consider a typical IT closet available here, and I'm going to zoom in here a little closer. You notice that this box here says SafeCore 20 on it. So SafeCore 20 is there. Then down here lower, I have a couple different boxes. Here's a SafeCore 10. And then over here, I have one that is a SafeCore 50. So we have 3 different, consider this the brains or the server of the system. A SafeCore 10 means it can handle up to 10 cameras. A 20 means 20 cameras, and a 50 means 50 cameras. So in a school where there were 100 cameras, we would put in 2 SafeCore 50s, for example. Then if I zoom out just a hair, you can see right above our SafeCore 20, there are a whole bunch of slots here in what is called a switch. So this is just simple local area network. We have a bunch of wires up there that are all Cat6 wires. I've got a number of cameras. In this case, those 4 cameras that you saw during the demo here, those 4 cameras are on the other ends of those Cat6 wires. Those 4 cameras then come in here and get plugged into our switch. Notice we have a lot here because we have a lot of other cameras running on different safe cores. Those 4 cameras come in here. This switch gets plugged into our safe core. And then we also have the internet plugged into our safe core. So we have essentially the brain, the switch, which connects all of the cameras, and the internet. And then we're able to do all of the local processing here on what's called the edge. So if we're looking, is that a weapon or not a weapon? It happens right here. And then when there is an issue, it gets sent off to the cloud. The cloud sends off the alert to the appropriate spot, and we're good to go. So with that, Dustin, we'll kick it back over to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Andy. And I hope everybody enjoyed seeing that. I know every time I see it, I'm like, man, this is so great. So I love seeing the human in the loop. Also, Andy is doing this every day. So we're now bringing people in daily and walking people through this demo. And what's great is him doing that demo just trained our model. So he's doing this every day, all day. We have a team doing it every day, all day. We have a team in India doing this every day, all day. So it's a double win if people want to come see demos because it's training our model throughout the day. So thank you, Andy. You've done a great. Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that. So our mission statement's on the wall, and what you see there is actually our customers. So we have our customers. This was Nicole's idea from the marketing team, is putting children from schools and seniors, etc. Our customers are inside of our mission statement. So. Thanks for showing that, Andy. All right, so I'm gonna go back to sharing here. Can you guys see my screen? Yep, I see thumbs up. Perfect. All right, let's keep rolling. So we are having some great conversations at the state level. As a reminder, this picture was one where we met with Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson, and what we're proposing to them is a $5 million pilot with the state of Tennessee, where we're going to do 3 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 3 high schools with the technology you just saw that's integrated in with 911 Inform. So to give you a visual of what Andy just showed you, is our weapons detection would do everything you just saw. The human in the loop would push a button, then the school would go activated to 911 Inform, have the school being locked down, routing the police officer to the school, routing them specifically to the event. Now, Jack, Senator Johnson has seen this demo. He's seen it actually multiple times. He is very interested, and we are working through this pilot. I have a scheduled meeting with him in August to work through this. We also have the exact same proposal in Senator Orr's hands in Alabama. So when people look at our forecast of saying, hey, how in the world are you guys going to do $16 million next year? Well, just 2 of our proposals is 10 million. When you have this photo right here that you're looking at, where we met with Senator Johnson, and then I have another photo that's not in here with Senator Orr. Those 2 alone are $10 million of potential pipeline. So what makes this a comprehensive solution is our channel partners. Us being focused on being a multimodal technology really was putting us into an advantage, and want to credit our CTO Anand with having this idea of not being limited to a certain chip or a certain camera. So we're camera agnostic, we're GPU agnostic, meaning we're the brain that everything ties into. So we make cameras smart, we make sensors smart, we make incident management platforms like 911 Inform smart, meaning we detect the weapon, we notify that system to do its lockdown and routing the police officers to the scene. BMRT, as we just said, we're talking to them daily. I think Scott has a daily phone call happening right now with the executive team from BMRT, and that LOI for an exclusive for weapons detection and drug detection in schools is very much moving forward. It is a one-for-one technology. It's Teslinian technology, base molecular resonance technology. It is going to take us raising $6 million through a friends and family round. They are also raising 15 million on their side to do the integration, and it's going to be a lot of work. So we're not trying to sugarcoat this. It's going to take, they say 6 months. We're thinking 9 months. It's probably going to take a year, but we will get to where this is integrated with our AI and nobody will have it, and it will detect weapons inside of a car from distance where we can create a perimeter and know if a weapon is entering a school campus, and it's game changing. We have seen it. It was an incredible demonstration, and we're very enthusiastic about this BMRT partnership, and knowing the value of that for our investors, knowing the value of that for our customers, and knowing the value of it for BMRT. They need us as well. They don't have a go-to-market opportunity outside of partnering with companies like us. So we all need each other in this journey that we're taking together through our channel partners and our strategic partners. There's also associations. So joining the Association of Education Purchasing Agents unlocks a 10,000 school pipeline, and these are all different things. Doing statewide contracts, as I already shared with you, we have two proposals out, one for 5 million or two for 5 million. And then these associations could also be $5 million at a time type of opportunities that we're in conversations with. So again, our forecast is 16 million starting now over the next year. And that's a big part of how we're going to get there, in addition to the senior living pipeline. And as we already shared, there's millions of dollars already in that pipeline as well. We're excited. We announced this on the last investor call, but we also launched a new vertical that should have a significant pipeline associated with that as well. Addiction treatment and drug rehab is a market that we feel is a vulnerable population that lives right into our mission statement of helping save lives. They've committed $2 million through their LOI, through the Method 5 Labs, as part of our $6 million friends and family round. So I've been meeting with them all day today. They were here all day with one of their bankers and a strategic partner. I actually had two of their strategic partners and their banker in our office today working through the funding and everything. So this is something we're very excited about. Not only is it a $2 million commitment for the friends and family round, but they additionally have 5 beta treatment centers that our technology is going into. So they're buying our technology with a bit of a discount off of our MSRP, and having the potential for their business model is to expand to 150 locations through a company called Antidote, and they want our technology to be in all 150 locations. Beyond that, they want to be a channel partner to help expand into all sober living and treatment center facilities, and to be our sales channel for that, which we've agreed to. So this is a new announcement that is still something that I think people are wrapping their minds around, and one that we're very excited about as part of achieving our goals and our budget for 16 million in revenue this year. Over 3 years, our vision is to do 145 million. And so by the end of financial year 2029, for forecasting for 145 million. And when you look at our competition, this is where we are saying, hey, we're in this game with these guys. So Evolve Technologies, 145 million. Again, they're doing AI weapon screening. Think of it like metal detectors that you're walking through. Zero Eyes is doing AI visual brandished weapon detection. They're doing about 25 million in revenue. Motorola, Avigilon, is doing 2.1 billion in revenue. And you can see, Alert Media, 100 million, and everything in between. So the multiples range depending on the type of technology, if it's a physical metal detector or if it's a true SaaS reoccurring revenue model, where Zero Eyes has a 20x multiple on their valuation. So we just gave a range here saying, look, with us hitting our goals and hitting the ramp that we feel that this pipeline that I'm sharing with you guys should end up being, that it would be a 10 to 20x multiple, with the valuation being by the end of financial year 2029, 1.45 billion to 2.9 billion, depending on the multiple that we get by the end of 2029. So why do we think that this is something that we would have is most of these other competitors are in one vertical and we are in four verticals, actually five if you count sober living as the new vertical that we're now in. We're AI native. We have facial recognition, applied multimodal AI technology. We're not just retrofitting old technology to say we're in AI. We are a true AI first company, not just doing edge cameras and adding AI to something that's already out there. We are SaaS reoccurring technology that drives the ARR. We're channel driven. So we have a direct sales team. We have multiple channel partners in each vertical, and it can scale very quickly using those channel partners. Plus, we've done the work of going to Washington, D.C., and have access to government grant money through the CMS reimbursement funding that we were telling you about with that photo of Dr. Oz. And we continue to build our relationships. We had Senator Haggerty's right-hand man was physically with me at Florida to see the demo for BMRT. So Senator Haggerty is very aware of the BMRT technology. He had his right-hand guy evaluating the demo with me there. So this is very much government possibilities for us to unlock at statewide levels. So here's our current financial 2026 priorities. We're again excited to announce we've hired a full-time CFO and that he is on board and getting it done. We have already, together with our CFO, identified many cost savings, reducing our burn rate, and we are excited about finding all the different cost savings opportunities that are out there. And now that we have a CFO at the helm, he has been doing a great job of partnering with all of us to manage that appropriately and to continue being financial stewards of our resources. We have a secure financial runway is the main focus, which is what we're talking about right now. With 6 million of our friends and family round, we will raise more after that. So what you're about to hear with this commitment and this opportunity, it will be the lowest that you possibly can get in from our $15 million raise. We will just raise more at a higher price down the road a little bit later as we go on our path to do the uplist, which is $4 to do the uplist. We have active revenue channel multipliers. So our channel partners are a focus where we're adding to it. I have 2 channel partners I'm meeting with this week that are adding to the list that we already have that you guys have heard about. So if you know of any channel partners that you'd like to introduce us to, feel free to introduce us to them, because we see adding to things that can be part of our multimodal solution, and people that already are in facilities that want to add AI to what they do is a very quick way to increase revenue and increase the value to their business and to their customers. So we're driving EBITDA positively right now. So a big announcement that you guys have already heard, but to say it again, in February of this year, we went from pre-revenue to revenue. And since February, we now have 15 contracts and we're deploying new facilities each week and are continuing to do that at a fast clip now. So, and for those of you that have built companies, you know, going from pre-revenue to revenue, going from beta to full working tech products is a huge milestone that we recently achieved. And we feel just building long-term enterprise value is what this is all about. You know, looking at the stock market, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. We just keep our eyes focused on our customers, on new contracts, building a product that works. And over time, the market will value everything that you're hearing today. So here is the new offer, the new opportunity, and this is what you have the opportunity to participate in today. we through a series of conversations with Scott and investors up in New York, had institutions saying, look, your 20 cents per share with the 2-year lockup is something that is hard to do when the open market's at 11, 12 cents on right now. And they said, but we would be willing to do the entire round for 12 cents. And so Scott and I talked with the executive team, met with our new CFO, and we said, hey, we would much rather have our friends and family make the money versus the institutions at this. It's much more friendly being with our friends and family. And so we made the decision, starting now, that it actually has changed from 20 cents to 10 cents per share with a $100,000 minimum. And we changed the lockup period from 24 months to 12 months. This will be used to extend our runway to achieve the milestones and to pursue the New York American uplist, which is $4 per share. And Scott is on here, and I'm sure there will be questions about the plan to do the uplist, but he feels that that can happen uh, rapidly upon a successful friends and family round and some of the strategic plans that we have in place right now. So that is really the gist of it. And I'm gonna stop my sharing. You got Scott on here, and Scott, if you want to unmute yourself, we will hop into. Look at that. We have 20 minutes left for questions. Man, and we did a demo. We showed a video. We're really dialing this in,
Good.
Scott.
Good. I like it. Shut her down. Close her down.
Let's see here. Where should we start? Carmel has been sending us some questions. So, all right, here's the first question. How is a school alerted if a camera is tampered with by some bad actor? Great question. So we have safety protocols built into it. BMRT actually will have a device built into their detection device that if you tamper with it, it will. I don't know if it'll melt down. I'm imagining something like off of a movie or something, they're going to have tamper-proof boxes where you will not be able to mess with their device. We will have the video cameras capturing the footage if people are messing with the camera and know who it is. So, yeah, I think that that's just what our tech team's in charge of. And at the end of the day, you have to be responsible, and you have to set up the cameras in a way where you're already anticipating where people can't reach them. But yeah, that's currently what our plan is. So we have Jeff here saying, I love the demo room, but how about a mobile unit where you can take it to school districts? Having an admin travel to Nashville might be out of budget. Great question. We actually used to have a mobile unit where we would do that. We probably will do that again. For now, that setup took a lot of effort. As you saw, those boxes are actually the key. So moving those gigantic boxes in that closet that Andy gave you a tour of is the challenge. However, we are looking at Apple Minis as part of what we can use for future solutions, and that would change the game in terms of having it mobile. So yes, I do think that's in the future. For now, what we're doing is going to the schools, assessing their safety assessment, coming back with a quote of the safety assessment, and that's how we're quoting schools. And then if they want to come see it, they're coming to our facility. Part of what we're doing with 911 Inform, and this is happening very soon, is we will be doing a test school in Florida with them and installing together with 911 Inform in a physical school that they're already installed in. And they have some other companies' AI that they're ripping out and putting in our AI and replacing that. And that will be even better, where we'll just show them where we can live cast into a physical school, And that's happening very soon, where we're going to be in one of their schools. And on July 22nd, we're doing a joint demo with 911 Inform, where they're inviting all 700 of their existing customers to be on the joint webinar that I'm hosting with their sales team. And they're not only inviting their 700 customers, they're inviting their entire pipeline to join the call as well. So it's going to be a huge webinar. That really is the launching point in their minds of us having free reign to call on all 700 customers. And again, this is different than cold calling or trying to educate a customer on why school safety is important. These are paying customers of 911 Inform that are simply adding on a monthly fee to add AI to their current existing capabilities that they've already paid for. So we do believe a good number of these 700 schools are going to take advantage of our new service that we have spent, 6 months or longer integrating with. And the API integration was a significant investment and an extensive use of resources, and it was a huge milestone that we just completed. I mean, we're talking this is like in the last week, we just completed this milestone. So this is fresh news for you guys hearing today. Let's see. Scott, before I keep answering kind of just some of these random questions, do you want to chime in and go through any of the questions that you've been getting? Because I know you're getting text messages too. You're muted, buddy.
Hey guys, good to see you again. Thanks for being here, Dustin. Nice way to shorten it up. That I like the interactive videos as well. Again, the reason, like we said, for the lower end price is, again, we've got to get these integrations integrated, and they cost money, and we've got to pay for them. And this is the year of we hit great milestones last year. Thanks for you shareholders that are on here that helped us get there. And we're a totally different company now than we were 6 months ago, 8 months ago. And we'll be a totally different company in 6 and 12 months from now. So excited to, I'm up here in New York, been here since Monday, dealing with people that'll be writing research reports on us. So had 2 or 3 meetings, backup meetings with people we've already met before, hearing the story, updating them on the story. So that's exciting for me because they're excited. And just if you think about, like, I had a question that says, what makes you different from the well-funded Motorola's of the group and the well-funded other companies and the Safely Use and the Zero Eyes and really something that investors are really rewarding big companies out there. If you're familiar with Lovable, Lovable is a company that's trading at 26 times annual recurring revenue because they're a platform. So if I'm a founder or a CEO and I want to write code, when you write code, there are many different variables that goes into that. And we're kind of the same way. So we're like a physical AI safety platform. So we're not just a Zero Eyes that looks at AI detection for guns. We're a physical safety platform for nuclear, nutricellulose concealed gun detection, for AI gun, we're all of it. We're one platform for all of it. We're combining all of it, and we're not only doing it for schools, we're doing it for nursing homes. So for nursing homes, you got Safely You, and I've talked to that CEO for years, and he's just fall detection. And we're elopement, we're investigations, we're access control, we're time compliance, we're visitor management, we're all those things in one. They can't have 10 different computers and 10 different apps doing 10 different things. They want one platform, one system. So that's kind of what we are and who we are. We won't beat Motorola on funding, but Motorola won't beat us on having one single source platform for all the things that happen within schools and nursing homes. And so that's what's so exciting, hearing it from institutions. That was one of the questions. And again, when we talk about nutricellulose, we're talking about, like, not gun detection, we're talking about the actual gunpowder detection. And again, like Dustin talked about, like, when we saw it live in person, like, that's another platform that, like he said, they need the AI, we need the concealed weapons detection. You put those two together with a human in the loop, you put that together with biometric facial recognition, which is another whole program, you put that together with back-end incident management response, which is what 911 Inform is. And then you put that together with, oh, by the way, they've been out there 8 years already, and they're in 700 schools and 13,000 buildings. That's how we're going to grow and scale. And had a long conversation today with two research writers that understand those markets. And we had another guy says like, what? Another question was like, what is the distance, from time to sell? Like on nursing homes, how long does it take you to sell a nursing home? What's the sales cycle? And that's a great question because it's as little as 64 days from the first phone call, and that's coming from Katie that has great relationships out there, just telling about our product, to as long as about 158 days, start to finish. So it's about a 30-day to 6 month sales cycle. And since we have about $4 million worth of grants and stuff in the pipeline, that's good. So, Dustin, that was two of my questions that I just got sent.
Yeah. One thing that I think is very relevant is walk them through the process of how do you do the uplist. I think that's a very relevant question that always gets asked is how do you do the uplist? What does that look like? And I just think that that's one that if somebody hasn't already asked it, it's worth mentioning on all these calls. So
Yeah. So again, it's just boxes. So the Nasdaq and the New York has boxes that you have to check, and one of the boxes is how many shareholders do you have? And again, when you found a company, you have one, and you grow. We're growing to about 200 shareholders a month. So one of the boxes is 400 shareholders, 400 round lot shareholders, and we have 1,400 now. 6 months ago, we had 136. So we've checked that box. One is inside market cap float 15 more. We've checked that box. The other box was, used to be $2 a share price. Now it's $4. So that's the last box that we have to check. And even though you check all the boxes, when you sit down with Paul Dorfman at the New York Stock Exchange and said, here's our company, here's our stuff, we've checked the boxes. Is there anything that we don't know about? And they say, well, who's your auditors? CBIS, top 7 auditor in the country. Who's your legal counsel? EGS, one of the best middle market bankers. And so they not only look at the boxes, but they make sure you're not only quantitative but qualitative compliant as well. And so what's exciting for us is they've moved the needle. They're making it harder for OTC companies to uplist, which is fine. And we're going to check that box and we're going to get there. But that's it, really. That's how that works. There is a 550-page document at the SEC right now that's being reviewed that does loosen requirements for OTC companies to way to access capital. And again, like I talked to Dustin about, the best access to capital that we have is people on this phone call, our friends and family. And that's why we reduced it down. If I'm going to do it for New York, I'm going to do it for the people that's got us to where we are today, because we know you guys. We don't know these guys up here, and so that's what's exciting. But yeah, there's quantitative, there's qualitative, and we're checking all of them. And that, again, when you uplist, when Dustin talks about another 15 million. So when we get down the road, we're cash flow neutral with this $6 million bridge. We will raise another round at $1, whatever that number looks like, at another round at a higher rate to put more cash on the balance sheet, because they are literally tired of uplisting NASDAQ companies and New York companies, and 6 months later delisting them because they're back down below $1 because they didn't have enough cash on hand or didn't have the product that solved the problem. So I like what they're doing.
yeah, yeah, that's great, Scott. Thank you. Well,
And
another question we have. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
no, no, that was basically it. Is it really like there's 4 ways to do it, and you have to pick one, two, three, or four, and each way you do it has different levels, but pretty much all of them are pretty much the same with a different. Some of them have revenue metrics, some of them have no revenue metrics, some have EBITDA metrics, some of them have market cap metrics. So we're going for the New York American, and now they're all $4 across the board. They used to be $2, but now even the American's $4. So.
Great. One of the questions was, can you cover the competitive landscape, how SafeSpace competes and compares? For example, who offers other similar solutions? So in my presentation earlier, I showed a T-chart of us compared to WonderGuard, and that is the biggest competitor for senior living. So again, WonderGuard is a wearable technology, where ours is facial recognition, and theirs is more expensive. Ours is a better price. Ours has government grant reimbursement capabilities. And the seniors don't like the wearables because they can cut it off. It's not as effective. And it also it kind of marks them as somebody that's different. And this is somebody a more dignified way of protecting somebody with dementia is using our product. So again, we already are in 15 locations with this product, and one of them or several of them specifically have WonderGuard and are looking to replace WonderGuard, and that's why they bought our product is to take WonderGuard out and change it with ours. So that is a great case study of an actual customer replacing our biggest competitor with us. On the school side, it is Zero Eyes, and Zero Eyes is a great company. A bunch of special ops guys started it. They have a lot of humans in the loop, and they watch video all day and are looking for weapons in schools. With our competitive advantage, they are basically a one-trick pony, but they do their one trick really well, which is brandished weapon detection. And we do brandished weapon detection, and we have multimodal options like facial recognition for a non-custodial list. We have a LPR. So if our detection with integration with BMRT notifies us that there's a gun in that car, we can tag the license plate through a license plate reader, LPR. We can do facial recognition to see if they're on the non-custodial list or the sex offender list or the FBI's most wanted list. Any list that's out there, we can ping. We can also ping the um, salamander list, which tells us if they're a friend or foe, which says that they're a cop or an FBI agent and they're registered to have a gun. So there is a lot of competitive advantages that being a multimodal AI company has over Zero Eyes. And Zero Eyes is a great company. We just have the ability to do more than them. And we can do exactly what they do now, in addition to all those other things. One of the questions this ties into, but it answers this question as well, is can we detect drugs? And with the BMRT technology, yes, it detects fentanyl, it detects cocaine, it can detect all drugs. So we will be able to know both in prisons and in schools if drugs are entering their perimeter and to notify us. And the same process, it hits the detection device. It then hits our camera, hits the facial recognition, hits our human in the loop, which notifies whoever you need to notify. So the answer is yes, BMRT does detect drugs. Scott is you want to speak to your conversations with BMRT? Scott, I know you're talking to them daily right now.
Yeah. I mean, I've had investors call me like, what's taking so long? But if you can imagine, they're dealing with Department of War, they're dealing with, they have 56 use case verticals, and we're trying to get exclusive, not trying, we're getting exclusive on two of those, the prisons for drug detection and schools for drug detection and gun detection and the cellulose. And so they don't,
Nitros,
nitro,
nitros,
yeah, nitro, yeah,
cellulose.
not cellulose, yeah, cellulose. So they don't know what it's going to cost to build this prototype. So they're on their Gen 3 version. So part of our problem is like, how much are they going to sell it to us for so they can make a profit? And then how much are we going to sell it to the schools so they can make a profit? And then is it exclusive to the world or to the US or to Tennessee, or what's the exclusive? And we're asking for the US. We're asking for 15 years, not 3 years. So it's just really just a process. But again, they need us as much as we need them. And we're spending, money, and they're spending money to make that come together. And now that we've seen it, and I'm going to help them get the money. So again, like Dustin said, we need money to integrate our API with theirs, and they also need money to go manufacture their Gen 4 product. So it's kind of a two. They said we can sign exclusive tomorrow, Scott, but if I don't have $15 million to develop it so you can sell it, then that exclusive is no good. I said, well, we don't need that either. So I said, they're coming up here in about 2 weeks. I'm going to introduce them to people that will write them those checks, and we'll have our exclusive, and it'll be done. So that's the game plan.
Awesome.
And we have a talk. We have a call, Friday at 1 o'clock. So
Excellent. Yeah, and part of our plan, just so everybody knows, is once we uplist and we have access to institutional money, we will be acquiring other businesses and rolling them into our business. So we very much will be in that game, kind of like Nvidia did, where there are so many opportunities out there for us to partner with companies and to do acquisitions on the publicly traded side of things. That's something we're excited to do in the very near future. So we have, I think that also just in terms of there are already several people that have participated in the Friends and Family round. Literally today, we had a verbal for a $300,000 commitment for the Friends and Family round. And we really would, and I see a question, can we get a video of today to share with people that weren't able to make it? So yes, if we could, Carmel, make sure to share this video with anybody that wasn't able to make it. And as Scott said, really, we would rather take our friends and family with us on this journey to do everything we just said versus having the opportunity to go to a bank that doesn't have the same heart and mission oriented focus that hopefully the people on this call have. So we would love for you guys to be our partners. And literally the way Scott and I think about it is we work for you. Once you're an investor, that's who we work for. So we're excited to do it every
Yeah.
day. We give it everything we got every day. And you have two people plus another team of I don't even know, 40 other people that are daily working, making it happen to solve these problems on your behalf. If you're already an investor, thank you. And if you're buying on the open market, thank you. But I can't stress how important it is that we do this 6 million friends and family round so we can achieve these goals, extend our runway. And right now, that's even better than the open market for us, which is why we've changed the terms to 10 cents. Scott, you got anything that you would say about that or add to that?
No, that's it. That's literally it. It's again excited to be doing what we're doing, and like I said, we got 33 people currently in India, and our Sean's over there with them and sending pictures back, and they're just as excited as we are, and I'll put them up against any other AI team in the country out there. So excited to let them, you know, handle our physical AI safety platform. And again, we're going to get rewarded for not just being a one-trick pony show, just gun detection or fall detection or one thing at all. We're building this to where other people can tie into our API. Like the nursing home space is so fractionated, and every issue that they have going on, we're addressing each one of them, and we'll just be bolting that on. It's kind of like Microsoft Excel. Some people use Excel, some people use Word, some people use PowerPoint, but you buy the product and you get it all. And so when we're putting our products in nursing homes, we're giving them the whole ball of wax. And they're loving investigations. They didn't even know how much they love it, but they're liking that as well as anything because they use it daily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, $100,000 gets you 1 million shares of Safe Space stock right now, and you're able to, come in at that level. So, 200, you got 2 million, 300, 3 million. It's pretty simple math. 500 is 5 million shares, and you're up there in the top 10 shareholders for $500,000. So, that's kind of how it's working right now, and you can see what our goals are and just kind of make your own judgment from there. So we would be welcome with a phone call, an email. My email is Dustin dot. Oh, I think I have it on a slide here. Let me put this back up so you guys have this, and then we'll be done. Share, and I'll put my email up here for you guys. So, investors at safespaceglobal.ai. And then you have our website is safespaceglobal.ai. And if you guys want to write down my email, it's dustin.hillis at safespaceglobal.ai and scott.boroff at safespaceglobal.ai. and we'd be glad to get together with you one-on-one, talk through anything and everything.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple subscription agreement to get started. And some of you have already did the last one, and we'd love to have you do this one, and would appreciate anybody that thought, you know what, I'm doubling down, and just let us know if you're a new investor or you wanted to add to your shares. Scott, you got anything else?
That's it, man. Good deal. Got a few texts coming in. So yeah, they got some people wants to do some one-on-one. So again, I'll be texting back and line it up and look forward to what the next couple months holds.
Okay, awesome. Well, appreciate everybody, and we will talk to you on the one-on-ones. Thank you, everybody.